The old Jeep rattled down the dusty road, its headlights cutting through the encroaching darkness. Inside, four friends, Liam, Maya, Ben and Chloe, laughed, their excitement echoing in the stillness of the evening. They were headed to Silent Hollow, a ghost town swallowed by time and whispered to be haunted.
Ready for the creepiest night of your lives?
Liam, the self-proclaimed leader, grinned, his eyes gleaming with adventure. His words were met with a chorus of excited shrieks and nervous laughter. Silent Hollow had beckoned them for weeks, its desolate beauty and chilling tales proving irresistible to their thirst for the unknown. As the Jeep sputtered to a stop at the town's edge, a hush fell over them. The silence was absolute, broken only by the whisper of the wind through the crumbling buildings. A shiver snaked down Maya's spine, a sense of unease settling in the pit of her stomach. There was something deeply unsettling about the stillness, something that spoke of secrets buried deep. They stepped out onto the dusty road, their footsteps echoing unnaturally loud in the silence. The town stood before them, frozen in time. Weathered wooden buildings lined the deserted street, their empty windows like vacant eyes staring back at them. The air was thick with the smell of decay and the weight of forgotten memories.
This place is creepy,
Ben muttered, his gaze darting nervously around. A shiver ran down Chloe's spine as she pulled her jacket tighter around herself.
Why is it called Silent Hollow?
She asked, her voice barely a whisper. Liam, ever the daredevil, shrugged.
Legend has it something happened here, something so terrifying that it silenced the town forever.
He grinned, but his eyes held a flicker of unease. The shadows grew longer as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie glow over Silent Hollow. The silence pressed in on them, suffocating, heavy with unspoken dread. Unbeknownst to the friends, a presence stirred in the shadows, an entity as old as the town itself. Invisible, intangible, it lurked, drawn to the vibrations of sound. It was a being of pure silence, its existence a void that abhorred any disturbance. For years it had slumbered, the town's silence its nourishment. But their arrival, their laughter, their very presence, had awakened a hunger in its depths. The entity drifted towards them, unseen, unheard, its essence a whisper of cold dread that sent shivers down their spines. They felt a sudden chill despite the warm evening, a prickling sensation on their skin as if they were being watched by unseen eyes. The silence around them seemed to deepen, to press in, becoming almost tangible in its intensity. Unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows, the friends ventured deeper into the heart of Silent Hollow. They joked and laughed, their voices echoing off the empty buildings.
This place isn't so scary.
Liam, emboldened by bravado, kicked a loose shutter, the sound reverberating through the stillness like a gunshot. But his words were met with an unnerving silence. The air grew colder, the shadows around them seeming to writhe and twist.
The entity was drawn to their sounds, their laughter its sustenance, their fear its delight.
It glided closer, unseen, unheard, its presence a growing pressure in their ears, a cold whisper against their skin.
As darkness enveloped Silent Hollow, a different kind of fear began to grip the friends. Liam, his bravado fading, pulled out a worn map.
There's supposed to be a hidden room in the old church. Legend says it holds a treasure beyond imagination.
Unbeknownst to the others, Liam had known about the entity all along. He had stumbled upon an old journal, its pages filled with chilling tales of the town and the creature that haunted it. He knew the entity fed on sound, and he had a plan as cold and calculating as the entity itself. He would use his friends as bait, their fear his shield to reach the treasure.
Liam holding a tattered old map, his expression a mixture of fear and greed. His friends are huddled around him, their faces pale and drawn.
As Liam led his friends towards the church, the entity stirred, its hunger reaching a fever pitch. Their fear was a delectable melody, their screams a symphony of despair. The wind picked up, swirling around them, carrying whispers of dread.
Suddenly, Ben tripped, his cry of surprise echoing through the silent town.
The entity struck. The friends screamed, their voices cut short as the entity descended upon them, a wave of pure silence that swallowed their cries. Only Liam remained, his eyes wide with a terror that had nothing to do with the entity. He had betrayed his friends, used them as pawns in his greedy game, and now he was alone, trapped in the silence with the monster he had unleashed. The treasure, he realized, was not worth the price of his soul. The entity, its hunger sated, retreated back into the shadows, leaving Liam to face the echo of his betrayal in the deafening silence of Silent Hollow.
The interior of the old church, cobwebs and dust everywhere. On the floor, a single treasure chest lies open, its contents glowing faintly in the darkness.